Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive. It's
Thanksgiving Eve.
it is Thanksgiving Eve. That's right.
Wow.
Wild to think Bitcoin's, getting close to that 100K mark
Yeah, you know.
as we're all getting ready for turkey and pumpkin pie and all the fixings.
Yeah, Thanksgiving and crypto.
Yeah, the crypto world definitely has a lot to be thankful for this year.
It really does. It's quite a time to be in this space, isn't it? Holiday cheer, markets are looking good.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you got Trump back in the White House with all his pro-crypto moves. Just a real palpable sense of optimism.
And speaking of optimism, and you know me, got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Kraken.com. Always a good resource for staying informed. Solid crypto news analysis.
Absolutely. If you're looking for those crypto insights,
Yeah.
they're definitely a go-to.
Especially
Especially as things are heating up right now.
Especially now, yeah. So speaking of staying informed, you sent over that 2024 Chainalysis Global Crypto Adoption Index.
Yes.
It's really interesting to see how this whole crypto boom is playing out, kind of differently across the globe.
Yeah.
Because last year we saw growth concentrated in those lower middle income countries.
Yeah.
But this year, the report's showing that it's happening across all income levels.
It is, yeah. And it's really interesting because if you look at like how they're actually calculating this index, it's not just about price action, They're using on-chain data, transaction volume, even web traffic patterns to create these 4 sub-indexes. And they're focusing on like centralized services, retail centralized services, DeFi protocols, and retail DeFi protocols.
So they're really trying
It's giving us a much more granular view.
more granular view of how people are actually using crypto.
Exactly.
That's really smart.
Yeah, so it's less about the hype and more about how people are using it.
The real world application, yeah. So based on that, like which regions are kind of leading the pack this year?
Well, one area that really stood out to me was Central and Southern Asia and Oceania. They dominate the top 20. They're holding 7 spots.
Wow.
And the report suggests that this is driven by high activity on local exchanges, more merchants accepting crypto as payment, and just a growing interest in DeFi.
It feels like almost like the center of gravity in crypto is shifting away from the West a little bit.
Yeah, it's becoming a truly global phenomenon, which is really exciting to see.
Yeah.
But, let's bring it back home for a second, because with Trump back in the White House, we're seeing this huge pro-crypto push.
Yeah, it's a stark contrast to, maybe some of that regulatory uncertainty we saw previously as cabinet appointments, the talks about making the U.S. the crypto capital.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ballgame now.
It is.
What's your take on Howard Lutnick
Oh, interesting choice.
being nominated for Commerce Secretary? He's got some serious crypto ties, right?
He does, yeah. His company, Cantor Fitzgerald, manages assets for Tether, which is the largest stablecoin issuer.
Right.
So to have someone with that level of industry knowledge in such a key position could be massive for blockchain advancement in the U.S.
Yeah, it definitely signals, that willingness to engage with the sector on a deeper level, for sure.
Absolutely.
And then there's the buzz about the SEC chair selection. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. And the fact that Trump's team is actually consulting with crypto industry leaders is really a positive sign.
Okay.
It suggests that they're wanting to choose someone who really understands this space.
Right.
Someone who's going to foster innovation instead of stifling it.
Yeah, that could make all the difference in terms of just like clear guidelines and regulations that allow the market to mature.
It could be a game changer for attracting institutional investors and driving mainstream adoption.
Absolutely.
But regulation aside, we can't forget about Bitcoin's price action, almost touching 100,000. Did you
That's crazy.
ever think we would see this?
It's still surreal, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like a validation of everything that the community's been working towards.
It does.
And, it's not just retail investors driving this rally. We're seeing major players like Rumble jumping in.
Yes.
Their decision to allocate cash reserves to Bitcoin is a pretty bold move.
It is. And, their reasoning is really interesting.
Yeah.
The CEO, Chris Pavlovsky, he sees Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation.
Smart.
Especially with all the money printing happening globally.
Yeah.
It's a narrative that's really resonating strongly, especially in the current economic climate.
Yeah, it taps into that core idea of Bitcoin as a decentralized store of value, free from government control.
Exactly.
Really powerful message, especially with all the uncertainty in the world right now.
It is. It really is.
And this Bitcoin rally, I mean, it seems to be having a ripple effect on the altcoin market, too.
Yes.
I mean, we might be witnessing the beginning of a new altcoin season.
Yeah, historically when Bitcoin takes a breather after a big run like this,
Yeah.
attention shifts to the alts.
Makes sense.
And investors are looking for those opportunities for even bigger returns. And altcoins often provide that.
Yeah.
But of course, with increased risk as well.
Of course. Yeah.
So we're already seeing some altcoins posting some pretty impressive gains.
There's a buzz.
There is.
In the air for sure.
There is.
But, caution is key.
Always.
With great potential comes
great volatility.
That's right. So, speaking of potential and volatility, have you been noticing all the activity in the DeFi space lately?
Oh, tons.
It seems like those decentralized exchanges, the DEXs, they're really starting to gain some traction.
They are. And, it's really cool because these platforms are allowing users to trade directly with each other.
Yeah.
Cutting out that middleman.
Yeah, it's peer-to-peer trading for crypto.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
What are some of the main advantages you see in using a DX?
Well, a few things. First, there's greater privacy and security since you're not entrusting your funds to a third party.
Right.
Then there's this resistance to censorship and government interference, which really appeals to people.
Yeah.
And they often offer access to a wider range of cryptocurrencies and tokens than those centralized exchanges.
Those are some pretty compelling advantages.
They are.
Are there any specific DLXs that you've been keeping an eye on?
Several platforms are making waves, but 3 that really stand out are Uniswap, SushiSwap, and Curve Finance.
Okay.
They've seen massive growth, and they're constantly innovating. It's really amazing to see.
Yeah, what sets them apart from each other? What are some of their unique features?
Well, Uniswap was really the one that pioneered that concept of the automated market maker, or AMM.
Okay.
And these AMMs use algorithms to set prices and facilitate trades, making the whole process more efficient and seamless.
So it's like having a decentralized, always-on trading desk that's just run by code.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Now, SushiSwap, they actually started as a fork of Uniswap.
Okay.
But they've evolved to offer a lot more features.
Okay.
Including things like yield farming.
Yield farming, that's where things get interesting.
Yes.
Putting your crypto to work.
Exactly. Users can provide liquidity to the platform, and then they earn rewards in the form of additional tokens or interest.
That's a way to kind of amplify returns.
Yeah.
But I imagine it comes with its own set of risks as well.
It does. Yield farming can be complex and volatile.
Right.
So it's really important to understand those mechanisms and potential downsides before you jump in.
Good advice.
And then there's Curve Finance. They're all about stablecoins.
Okay.
So they're designed for that low-cost, low-slippage trading of stablecoins like Tether.
Makes sense.
And USD coin. So this is particularly useful for users who want to move large amounts of stablecoins quickly and efficiently.
So much to unpack here, but it's clear that DeFi is rapidly evolving.
It is.
Creating these new ways to interact with crypto.
It's revolutionizing finance, and I think we're just at the beginning.
Yeah.
As awareness grows, we can expect to see even more innovation and adoption in the coming years.
Absolutely. It's definitely an exciting time to be involved in this space.
Yeah.
Especially with Thanksgiving, a surging market, and a pro-crypto administration. I mean, it feels like we're at a tipping point.
We could be, yeah. This convergence of factors could really accelerate mainstream adoption.
Yeah.
We have the technology, we have the public interest, and now we're seeing a more supportive political landscape.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
It's like crypto's moving from a niche technology to a fundamental part of the future of finance.
It really is.
It's amazing to witness this evolution firsthand.
I agree. It's incredible, and I think it's also important to acknowledge the resilience and optimism of the crypto community. Even amidst all the challenges and setbacks that we see, this shared belief in the transformative potential of crypto has been a driving force.
It's a reminder that this movement is about more than just, making money. It's about creating a more equitable and accessible financial system for everyone.
Precisely. And that's definitely something worth celebrating, especially this Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Now, before we get too sentimental, let's take a closer look at some specific altcoins that are making waves.
Okay.
You've been following the DeFi space really closely. What projects have caught your eye?
Yeah, well, I know from your notes that you had some thoughts about privacy coins.
Yeah.
That's an area that's always fascinated me, especially as we see these discussions about digital privacy becoming more mainstream.
It's true with all the data breaches and surveillance concerns these days.
Yeah.
Privacy coins seem more relevant than ever.
They do. They offer a level of anonymity that's simply not possible with traditional financial systems.
Right.
And there are a few players in this space that are really worth exploring.
Okay, I'm all ears. Lay it on me.
Well, one that's been around for a while but continues to evolve is Monero.
Right.
Known for its strong privacy features, uses advanced cryptography to obscure transaction details.
So it's like the ultimate, secret agent coin.
Kind of, yeah. It's designed to make those transactions untraceable.
Right.
Which appeals to users who really value their financial privacy.
Okay.
But, it's also been adopted in some, less savory corners of the internet, which has led to some controversy.
The double-edged sword of anonymity.
Yeah, it's always a balancing act.
Always a balancing act. Are there any other privacy coins that are kind of making waves?
Yeah, another one to watch is Zcash.
Okay.
It offers users the option of shielded transactions,
Okay.
which hide the sender, the recipient, and the amount.
So it's like having a privacy switch.
It is.
For your crypto.
It is.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And, it addresses some of the concerns that people have raised about Monero's complete anonymity.
Okay.
Zcash allows for that selective transparency, which can be helpful for regulatory compliance or auditing purposes.
So it's like finding that middle ground between privacy and accountability.
Exactly.
Very cool.
One more that's gaining some traction is Dash.
Okay.
They're focused on both privacy and speed, so they offer instant transactions.
Oh, nice.
And optional privacy features.
So it's trying to be the best of both worlds.
Yeah, private and practical.
Private and practical.
And it's been gaining popularity in countries that have more limited access to traditional banking services.
Makes sense.
Where privacy and speed are really essential.
It's fascinating to see how these different privacy coins are addressing specific needs and pushing the boundaries of what's possible with blockchain.
It really is.
It feels like we're just scratching the surface of what this technology can do.
Yeah, I completely agree. As the crypto space matures, we're going to see even more innovative solutions emerge, catering to a wider range of needs and use cases.
It's an exciting time to be a part of this evolution. And, with a pro-crypto administration in the U.S.
Absolutely.
And a global surge in adoption, it feels like the future is bright for crypto.
It does. And, this Thanksgiving, I think, is the perfect time to reflect on how far we've come.
Yeah.
And to be grateful for this just vibrant and passionate community that's driving all of this innovation.
It's a community that values decentralization, transparency, and financial empowerment.
Absolutely.
And those are things to be thankful for.
For sure. And to all of our listeners out there, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving filled with good food, good company, and maybe even some stimulating crypto conversations.
I love that. Stimulating crypto conversations around the dinner table.
Yeah, why not?
That's a great idea. And if those conversations spark a thirst for more knowledge, remember to check out CryptoKraken.com for some in-depth analysis and insights.
Great resource.
Fantastic resource for staying ahead of the curve in this ever-evolving world of crypto.
Couldn't agree more. Stay curious, stay informed, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.